Have you ever wanted to build a house from the ground up? For a lot of people, that is a goal on their vision board. And today I'm here in East Sussex. I'm going to introduce you to Gavin at his first ever new build project. Let's take a look around.
How you doing,
Good
mate?
to see you. Yeah,
you?
how are you?
Very well.
Yeah,
Very
this
well.
is impressive.
That's
Let's quickly, what I'll do is get you mic'd up straight away if that's all right.
Yeah.
Then we'll just capture everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
How do you feel about that?
Nervous.
Just for the sake of the video, YouTube, I just want to introduce you to Gavin. We only recently met, very briefly, didn't we? I was talking at like a mastermind weekend, which you were at, and then you mentioned that we actually weren't that far away from one another, sort of about 40-50 minutes, because you're down in Sussex, whereas normally I'm always travelling up north with what I do.
Yeah.
So you bought yourself a new build plot, which we're going to go in and have a look at, and you're going to give us a tour around, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. All right, let's head on in. But it's not your first project.
mind your head.
Hit me head, there we go, that's the first thing. I'll do that multiple times.
Yeah.
I always do that, so that'll be the first one we capture on video. It's not your first one, is it?
No, this is first one new build. The first renovation I done was probably the biggest.
Yeah.
That was a 2-bedroom bungalow which turned into a 3-bedroom chalet.
Is that the one with the nice white rendering that
Yeah.
you did? Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
pictures
so
of
that was like complete house remodel, side extension, loft conversion, driveway put in, lowering the curb. Yeah, it was like the full works. So that's what gave me the encouragement to be like, right, new build. I can do this.
You basically did it, but just with an older
pretty
house
much just
almost.
without the services.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of reason why I pushed into thinking new builds the next step.
Yeah. Well, no, it's impressive size I can see already. So this is obviously entrance.
Yeah.
And plan for this is?
Originally on the plans, it had a flat roof coming in here, and I'll show you upstairs when we go up there in a bit. The upstairs got dragged across and it actually come into the hallway. So when you come in, the ceiling height was just like directly there, which made it fit. I felt like it felt enclosed.
Like a bit oppressive.
Yeah. So obviously when we went back to planning, I dragged the pitch above the roof, above the garage, all the way up to full height.
Okay, and that's on the side, is it?
That's on the side house. I originally dragged the pitch above here to full height.
Right.
So when you walked in, it felt really, really big and open and spacious.
Yeah.
And they rejected it because they said it was too overpowering.
So yeah, lead on through.
So as you walk in here, nice big open space. You've got a Velux up there to let lighting up the top. You've got downstairs WC. This one's going to have exposed rail sliding door out, so nice. So it makes the downstairs toilet feel a lot more spacious when you walk in. Oak staircase going up, exposed raw oak as well. So we're going for like a really, really light colour. Frosted glass going all the way up in the oak. And then a little trick that I picked up off my last build is we put an LED strip that literally runs in the bottom of the glass. Yeah. So then it lights up.
That's
so
right. Small little things.
It's
makes
a little
such a
touch, and
difference,
it's
isn't it?
like an £8 LED strip, and it makes it look so much more classy.
So that will be literally the landing there, like overlooking this part. That's really nice. I love that.
And we're going to keep this
here.
glass as well up the top.
Yep.
This is like the first downstairs formal lounge.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty good size again.
Like your best room almost, or like your nighttime.
Yeah, it's the night your kids have gone to bed type thing.
Yeah.
You come in, you want to relax.
Yeah, it's good.
And chill out.
Good size.
So we come onto the other side of the house through the hallway. It leads on to like the downstairs utility, and then this leads straight into the garage.
And although you made some tweaks to the plans,
the
layout was kind of already that you went with what they already had, or did you tweak the layout at all?
No, so I kept the layout of what they had. The majority of the changes are upstairs, which I'll explain later. Open plan living. It's a nice big space.
Yeah, lovely space. So
to the right, we're going to have a floor to ceiling kitchen. Down the left hand side, nice gloss white all the way around, and then returning back to having a breakfast bar, and then we kind of set back. We're going to have like white marble quartz tops.
Nice.
With like a grey flicking, because obviously through from the front to the back of the house we're having big 1 by 1 metre like concrete style tiles. The doors that we're hanging through the house are going to be black wood grain. The middle door here, it's a bit undecided because I want this to be a bit of a feature as well. So it's either going to be a pivot door, but in black alley.
Nice.
Like full glass.
Yeah.
So it's a nice like swing door
really
both
like
ways.
Yeah.
Look really attractive. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's either both ways, depending on how it works, like the size of it and going both ways.
Yeah.
We'll make that work at a later date. And then we're going to have like a small recess wall here, which would be white. And then when you walk round, floor to ceiling kitchen here will be black wood grain. And then across this back wall here, we're going to go white cabinets.
Got you.
White cabinets on the back, and then we're going to have a big breakfast bar that comes out to about here.
Yeah.
With a few like seats and stools on the other side.
Nice. Yeah, that really is really nice. In terms of like supplier, will you work with like Howden's Magnet? Is it one of those?
So a lot of my kitchens previously were from Wix's.
Yeah.
I've kind of, because I'm trying to go for like such a high level in this house, like a high finish, I'm kind of steering towards more Wren.
Yeah.
And looking at some other options as well. I think Magnet is one of them.
Now's probably a good time for the video actually. Loads of people always ask me this and want to know this about guests. Are you full-time property?
No.
So what do you do?
So basically,
I feel like I know this.
So my day-to-day job is I am a joint production director for a chocolate company. So I look after about 140 staff, 6 days a week, 24 hours production, and then I've kind of do that 6 days a week. So it's kind of it's all right. It's a good job.
But you've got flexibility where you can come down on site like today?
Yeah, so I've popped out my lunch break today to do this. But it's kind of me trying to get and put myself in a position where I'm doing property full time, because I really enjoy it from start to finish, the design aspects, the piecing together. Yeah, that's something I really enjoy. So I can see myself doing it long term and trying to put myself in a position where I am going to be doing this every day in, day out. So that makes complete sense. And property full time for you is like flips, developments, as opposed to like buy to let? So my strategy this year is to get this project done. This is my personal one, and then once I'm moved in, look to do flips. And then once I've established a few flips, maybe speak to yourself about sourcing some properties for me up north and building like a bit of a portfolio as well. So it kind of comes like trying to build a portfolio and manage flips at the same time.
Fine. Yeah. So you've got like the foundation of the portfolio, the money coming in, but then you can top that up with doing small developments, flips, that sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Good plan. So this side will be like dining area, or
so in the middle here we have a dining table, like a pendant hanging off the top, and then when we walk into this, because it's like an open plan like living area, L-shaped sofa at the back, media wall. This one is going to be slatted all the way down, with like the same sort of finish as like the raw oak, and then a piece of white marble tops, exactly the same as like a nice finish to look like media wall.
The size of the room is just insane, isn't it? When I think about like a self-build, it's all about having, for me, like living room at the back, overlooking the garden, big windows, and I presume double doors or bifolds?
Yeah, so that's a triple bay. So that's, it's going to be bifolds all the way across the back that open, again, right up.
The garden's nice and quite like a wide garden as opposed to like a long garden.
Yeah, I think once the house is completed and I have an evaluation on the house and see where we're at, and maybe it's cost effective or not, I'm not sure, to maybe put like an outbuilding down the side. All depends on what return I'm going to get for putting it in. But yeah, that's the potential.
So upstairs, how are we going to get up there today?
Yeah, so we have to use the ladder out the front.
This will be fun for you, Alex. Okay, right, makes sense. That's it, don't drop that camera.
So we've got Veluxes to go in the top here. Again, once that's cut in, there'll be so much natural light coming up through.
But that again, like now you can stand here and see it the other way around. Like it's incredible hallway, isn't it?
Yeah, and could you imagine if they signed off and it was roof height?
Yeah.
Because it would be like such a big piece, like walking in, it would be like a bit of a wow factor. It is still a wow factor, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's like a bit of a feature.
And that would have been, to what you were saying earlier, that would have been a metre back.
Yeah, so this is the upstairs bathroom, which would have been dragged over a metre, and it would have been completely boxed off. So you would have had a bigger bathroom,
then you lose all of that.
But then you lose like the feature in the when you walk in, the overpowering element of like, oh wow, this is like feels nice and spacious.
Yeah, I personally would sacrifice a bit of bathroom room for that.
Yeah.
So.
And to be fair, we've swapped the bathroom around a little bit and how we're going to like plan to do it, and it's worked out really well. So this side we have front bedroom number 1, twin bedroom at the back. Again, this has actually turned out a bit bigger than we expected. So we're actually moving this stud wall over to make the back bedroom a bit bigger.
Interesting. So this is meant to be just...
This is supposed to be like, I guess like a baby's room in a sense.
Yeah.
Like being a bit smaller.
Or a study or something.
Yeah, or a study or, yeah.
I think I saw one of your updates on LinkedIn, like from this point onwards, things just flew up almost, like obviously when they come in and put the timber frame
literally.
in.
So I think the carpenters in total were here 2 weeks. It was crazy. It was like, it literally flew up.
Yeah.
And you can see everything's cut and pitch. And I think, well, their work is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like they're the contractors that I used on my bungalow renovation as well. So it's previous people I've had in and just stuck with them. We've mixed it up a little bit. Again, because I mentioned that I've made this bathroom a bit smaller.
Yeah.
We've gone for a pocket door.
What's that?
So a pocket door is one that's fabricated, so you have a 600mm here, 600mm there, and then the door recesses into the wall.
Clever.
Yeah, so it literally, it'll go slide in, and then you walk into the bathroom. There's no, again, where the exposed rail downstairs.
Yeah.
There's no door swinging in, door swinging out. It's literally just a slide. Makes it feel bigger, makes it feel more spacious. Is what I'm really trying to do.
Yeah, rather than losing all that space from the door.
Yeah. So the pocket door slides in.
Yeah.
You walk in. We're going to have a double basin here. Nice big mirror. Velux is obviously like a big Velux, so shining off on the mirror. It's going to be so light in this bathroom. We've got the toilet going in, which is the back side of it's going to be countersunk in the wall.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be like floating. And then we have a freestanding bath with a bit of like a feature wall at the back.
Nice. So yeah, like a nice modern sort of freestanding one.
Yeah.
And tiling, do you know, like light, dark, like what kind of feel?
So downstairs, I mentioned earlier, we're going with concrete finish.
Yeah.
On like big tiles. I think when we come up here into this bathroom, we're going to go for like some beiges and some beige and white.
Yeah.
When we walk into this, the master bedroom.
Yeah.
It's obviously floor to ceiling window. It's going to be frosted.
And is that because there's stuff going?
Yeah,
everywhere?
the way I looked at it is, if this door's open,
yeah,
and it's going to shine a lot of light through, and again, it's a nice little feature. Not in every house you walk in.
No, it's not, no, yeah.
Just stand out something distance. Yeah, for privacy of people looking in on the site next door. If there wasn't, then it would probably be clear, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, frosted window, floor to ceiling. I just think it's going to look really like bit of a feature as you walk in the main
I agree.
room.
Yeah, you rarely see something like that in the middle of a master bedroom or something.
Yeah. So again, nice big bay window. Originally on the layout, we had another dormer in the front here, and then this was a Velux to an ensuite, and the ensuite only had a shower and a basin. So it's really small. So this is why I wanted to put it back into planning and try and change it. So we managed to drag it all the way out over the garage, which then created a walk-in wardrobe and a really spacious ensuite.
It'd be sad not to have that. Now I can see it here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, you'd think, well, yeah, it'd be crazy not to have it because that's so nice. So this is like, you walk through the wardrobe area and you go into your ensuite, and it's a shower around the corner.
Yes, and another thing as well, like when you got to think about at a later stage, maybe in like a year, 2 years time, when I come to sell it, is the main people that are interested in the house are going to be the parents.
Yeah.
So it's kind of making their living, their spaces like really luxurious.
Yes. Yeah.
In the sense of, I walk in and I'm not seeing like a walk-in wardrobe like this, and it leads onto an ensuite with the pocket doors, and it's just all these little features that I think will
really
make
count,
a difference.
Yeah, they're the ones buying the thing.
Yeah,
aren't they?
definitely.
So, you want to make it really special. On this deal currently, do you have any finance?
Yeah, so this deal, I bought the land, purchase price of the land was 210,000.
Yep.
I put 110,000 of my own money, and then I raised 100,000 from an investor, which was an agreement over 12 months at 8%.
Okay, yeah, sounds about right.
And then I done the construction loan, which is a self-build mortgage, which was 4 times. It's for people that don't know what a self-build mortgage is. It's pretty much similar to a mortgage, but on the flip side, where they release money in stage payments of the build. So, for instance, you get your DPC done, they release the payment. You get the walls up to wall plate, they release the payment, and then so on. So it's kind of worked out well for me to be able to do it. The stage is, once I get to the end, finish goal, it'll be refinance, putting into a mortgage in my name,
Yep.
me moving in, and then repaying the self-build mortgage and the investor's
And then the
money.
investor. So if you don't mind disclosing figures, 210 for the land.
Yep.
The build costs roughly.
Build cost was 230,000 with a contingency of 10%, so it was like just over 250.
Yep.
End value, they valued it at 700.
Yeah.
Because I'm going that little bit more with detail and spec and a bit of a wow factor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to push for 758.
Brilliant. Well, knowing the area is really nice, it's kind of, this is a lovely detached property. I mean, I can't imagine why you wouldn't be able to push for that if you did it to really nice, high quality.
So the plan is here, we walk down, we've got 600 mil left on the right and on the left as well. Floor to ceiling wardrobes built in. This side's not going to go floor to ceiling because I didn't want to feel too overpowering with like being narrow.
Yes.
So it'd probably be like a dressing table or some like drawers, and then maybe in the corner we go floor to ceiling.
Okay.
So it doesn't feel like too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, here you're going to have another pocket door.
Yep.
Loving the pocket
Yeah,
doors.
it's good. Yeah, I like these.
Slide in, and then you walk in. You're going to have double basin, his and hers. Walk around here. We have going to have the toilet sat back in this wall.
Yeah.
And then again, like, see the size of the shower. It's going to be a nice walk in.
Yeah, nice
this is
shower
going to be a
place.
wet room as well. So you just, like I say, it's just going to be walk in.
Perfect.
I think the mixer and stuff are going to be put on the wall here or here, so you can just switch it on and let it get warm and then get in. Yeah.
One thing I was thinking as we were walking around is when we got here, you mentioned like the hardest part was starting the foundations in the winter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a problem. I don't know how long this whole thing's taken so far and how long you plan for it to take, roughly.
I bought this bit of land in July or June last year.
Yeah.
And then obviously we went back into planning. The planning took 6-7 months to get through. And then we started the footings in November. And then, we literally had a nightmare. We couldn't ask for worse of conditions to dig in.
Is that just rain?
Yeah, just like literally like 5 weeks of continuous rain. It's like give us a break type thing, because I was actually here on the digger myself. We got that stuck 4 or 5 times, but we managed to get it out. But yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. I would not advise people, obviously this being my first new build, I would not advise anyone to be digging it in like those type of months, because it leads to so many complications, and it's just a bit of a setback. The 4, 5, 6, 7 houses is where I want to be with new builds.
Yeah, so you can do these, but in like premium sites, but with multiple of them.
Exactly that.
Right.
Exactly that. More luxurious stuff. Whether it's 1, 2 houses, 3 houses, like that is my aim. I've got more of like a attention to detail for like the finer houses, shall I say?
I think it's nice. It's more exciting in a way, rather than just pump. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously really good money, and it is exciting to do 30, 40 units, but I would imagine for someone like yourself that likes design, that part of it's fun, isn't it? So one thing I did want to ask you before we leave and finish up here, and that is about the market, because obviously you've got this, you're kind of, more than halfway along with this, but you're talking about 2 more sites that you're thinking about acquiring. What are your thoughts on what's going on in the market, what the next 12 months looks like, and how do you approach that from a risk level? Energy
prices and stuff are really high, and it's a tough time for a lot of people. Everything's slowed up. Even when I speak to estate agents and stuff, less properties are being sold, less properties are coming on the market. I think there's a scaremonger amongst everyone at the minute. Does that affect house prices? I think in the short term, maybe 10, 15%. In the long term, I see it in a couple of years to be booming. And it's more of what you're going to do. Different strategies suit different people. If you're going to hold properties or if you're wanting to flip, I guess you've got to have the figures have got to stack up in the right sense of if your figures stack up now and you have that contingency where you think, oh, if a property drops 10-15%, is there still profit in it?
Yep.
I think you've got to go in like that, and if it doesn't and you hold that 10-15%, then you're obviously quids in.
But you're not letting it, you know, it's not put enough fear in for you to stop. You just carry on going, and as long as the numbers work.
Yeah, I think it's a case of like analysing and doing a bit of due diligence into like where you are and where you're buying, and then just kind of just trying to go off that really.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just interested to hear your thoughts. I'm very much similar. I think even if we do see a bit of a dip, I think if we're looking a few years from now, we'll go, right, that was a blip in the market, but we carried on, we still did what we know, what to do in property, and then you come out the other end, and if you look back over the last few decades, the market does always replenish and then grow further, doesn't it?
Definitely. So. I think there's such a shortage of housing in the UK. I think they're screaming out for people to start building houses left, right and centre. In 2-3 years time, when we're coming out of a recession, everything's kind of levels out, people are spending their money again, it's kind of, I see it only going up.
Good, no, it's really useful. Thank you ever so much for your time, and it's been very interesting for me. I've always learned something on these projects, and definitely feel like I've learned a few things here today with this one, and I'd love to do something like this myself one day.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Appreciate you coming on, mate.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time, and I appreciate you letting me on the channel and documenting this build.
No, that's all right. We can always, I'll link your Instagram and stuff in the bio and your LinkedIn in case anyone wants to sort of reach out to you about projects and finance and stuff like that. Yeah,
we're always looking for investors for the next
there you
project.
Go. Yeah, there you go.
So if anyone wants to join in and look at what we're doing, follow GJC Property on Instagram, and then obviously you can find me on LinkedIn as well under Gavin Coursey.
Brilliant. Thanks, Gavin.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.